What is going on, guys? This is Audit Leader 635 on Jimmy Master Animatronics, and for all those who do know, and at the same time for all those who don't know, I present you one of the most unusual, rare, and obscure animatronics that I have from the 90s. Um, I was going to make it into a complete video where I was going to show all of my obscure 90s animatronics, but as you guys can see, there's some work left to do, and personally, I still can't. I still can't. So, I would get stuck forever and barely do videos on GMA. So I was like, okay, then I'm just going to go with individual reviews. Anyways, this is the TS. Yeah, you've heard me right. What my earliest TS animatronic. Yeah, literally my oldest one in the whole collection. This is the TS Walking Bear. It really has no logical name or nothing, so I just go by the name Walking Bear. But it's basically a bear that walks, moves the mouth, and swings the head from side to side. It also moves the arms and sings Tic Tic Tac by Latino band. It's not by Carapicho. This is the version by Latino band, which is like a parody or something. Um, it uses 4 AA batteries. It only uses 3 for the chip, and it uses 4 for the motor. So basically, you have positive and negative of the chip, and then you have the negative of the motor is the first battery, and the last battery is the positive of the motor. So it's something like that. So basically, no, my bad. The positive is connected to the board. So it's the first battery is the positive, the last battery is the negative that goes straight to the motor. So the motor is more powerful than the board. This is a really good thing because in all their animatronics they really need it, because this bastard, you guys are going to see it, he goes insane. It's not super fast, but it's like those walking animals or those walking Santas that wiggle their feet, they flail their, they wiggle the arms and they sing. Like, by example, there's these called I think they're called the Dums, Dad Dums, something like that. There's a tiger, there's a cow, there's a pig that sing La Bamba, or they sing the Mexican hat dance. Ironically, I have a Mexican mouse right behind it. And, they are toys from the 90s. Again, they have a little bit of less animation, and the setup is a little bit different, because this one, usually those do this. They do like this and like this. Like, two steps per side. This one basically does one step, one step, one step, one step. And they actually added the fact that as the head swings, the mouth opens and closes, because it has a spring-loaded mouth, and the mouth is actually a different piece of fabric than the rest of the bear head. It also has a rose. It has this red felt hat, which, as you guys can see, it got discolored when I cleaned it up. Well, discolored, all like the red thing came off. And the proof I have to say it's made by TS Toys is in its crotch. It says TS made in China. If you guys can see it. Yeah, TS made in China. Here's the shoes of it. And as I've said before, it uses 4 batteries, and I can tell this is from the 90s, like, the late 90s, because of the fact, the way it's built is just weird, okay? And it has Velcro right here. It has 2 Velcro straps, and here's the switch. It's a really old switch, I'll say that right now. It's one of those switches that you don't really find in much animatronics. So, it also has a big speaker, and the gearbox that it has can be used for a sitting one, if they ever made a sitting one. The arms are postable. You can post them up and down as you want. And I had to go through this animatronic a while ago. Yeah, it was last year. Mainly because of the fact this arm got out of place. I don't know how. And I ended up realizing, of course, I got this back in 2016 at a fair, and it was a miracle that I got it. And you're gonna, the fair is an unexpected place. It's like a flea market. And I didn't really see this thing. I didn't see it. All I saw was a black bag, and underneath that black bag, there were these shoes. And I was like, holy crap. there's these shoes, and I know those shoes are from one of those crazy walkers. So I was like, okay, they may have a rare variant of the Dums something. No, 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 no. They had this motherfucker, and as soon as I saw it, I had to buy it. It was like, no, I cannot leave you behind. The price was decent. It was amazingly decent. It was 100 pesos, which was barely nothing. And as I've said, I got it 2 years ago. So basically, at the first time I brought it home, one leg did not move because the spinning piece of one leg was actually a little slid off place. There's a square shaft, and there's two spinning pieces that are that basically hit onto the foot. The feet are spring loaded, and right after that, there's another knob that it's the same mold as the knob that makes the feet move, and there's a little lever, a little vertical lever that moves the arms, that's attached to the arms. Right after that, on this one, there is a little knob at the top. There's like a little flat part that basically touches with the head. With all that being said, that's how it works. And the funny thing is that as soon as I brought it home, the head came off. And I was like, what the fuck? And it was because the original peg was snapped off. So I was like, oh, yeah, okay, I'll just put a long screw and put the peg back on. Ever since, no more problems. Anyways, I'm assuming the eyes used to be brown. They seem brownish right now, but they're starting to get discolored. Like, has anybody heard about that case? They say that these dolls are possessed, but they are not. They are made by Horseman, and they have this thing that they say the eyes used to be brown, and right after a few years, you see them, they start turning red. Well, I think this is the case because by a far sight, they actually seem pinkish already. So I think they're just discoloring and shit. No, not a big deal. Anyways, as I said, he plays a really distorted recording of Tic Tic Tac by the Latino band. And here is what I'm basing myself when I say that this thing could have been a sitting one. There's a hole right here. Yeah, and you guys can see the gearbox. You guys can see a couple of the wires. The soundboard is actually here in the middle in the crotch. And it's pretty well built. I mean, regardless of the fact, one thing I hate about this one is that it's so fucking messy, and I don't know why. It's just how all of these are, Because I was like, okay, maybe it has, I don't know, the cloth glued on or something. No, it's all like this, so I have to constantly adjust it because the things come out of place. The rose is actually not a straight piece of plastic, it's a piece of wire. So I gotta straighten it up all the time. It's a pretty neat thing anyway. I like it a lot, and I'm glad that I own it. And yeah, if you guys can see the retarded ass face it has, it's what it's always had. So no big deal on that. Anyways, I guess it's enough of info about it. As I've said, I got it from the fair. The fair really has a big range of prices because there's people that sell for the first time. There's people that resell. Basically like a flea market. It's the same exact thing. Just to compare it real quick, because none of you live in Argentina, so I mean it's the same thing, only that with a different name, and the fact that they do it in my school. So that's why I like going there. I like going before anybody and taking the juice, because what happens is, if I don't go before anybody, there will be people that will basically just buy them for reselling in the same place, and I'm like, you're fucking kidding. I don't want to buy that, I don't want to buy this thing for three times what the other people asked for. But anyways, as I said, I get to sign everything. So I'm gonna move this little flap down a little bit to turn it on. You're not really supposed to move this flap down when it's like, of course, yeah, this is supposed to be up. The flap is supposed to be up when you turn it on. But in this case, just to make it easier, I'll just leave it down. So here we go. Oh, other side, damn it. Now, the really neat thing about it, besides, of course, when I fell in love with the recording as soon as I've heard it, I really like any animatronic that plays this song. I don't know why. It's weird, it's ironic, but it's my favorite kind of animatronics. I mean, I have a Santa Claus that plays this song and moves exactly like a gorilla dancer. Spoiler alert, it's going to be reviewed here. But it'll be a later review, probably for the Christmas time. Um, I love those things. And another thing about this particular one is that it has a microphone type sound sensor. It doesn't have the standard coin sensor. Like, by example, the same day I got this one in the same place, I actually got the yellow bear that sings and bobs its head up and down and from the sides that was completely jacked up. It also has that. They are really well built. I mean, they both have big speakers, and I'm gonna review that soon too, because it was another one of the obscure '90s toys. Anyways, you just snap your fingers, clap, make a loud thump, or you just hit it and it starts working again like any other. Of course, I'm gonna click the arm a little bit up, and as soon as I click it, I'm pretty sure it's gonna start moving again. It's a really slow recording, and in all honesty, I thought it was going to play the other part, the part that I do like, which is you know the um the other half of the song, basically the other half of the chorus that it has. Of course, it only says bachi forchio tambor eu quiero chiqui chiqui. It's enough. It's enough. I really cannot complain about that. But yeah, I guess that's everything I have to say about it. It's a distorted, low pitch version of the Latino band's Tic Tic Tac. That's all I can say. And I had to clean it up. The arm right here has a little pink thing, which I don't know where the hell it came from, but yeah. Anyway, enjoy, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, this reminds me, I'm gonna show the battery trick. So you've got these four batteries, okay? But if you take the first one out, I'm pretty sure it's the bottom one, the one that you got to take out. I can't do it with only two hands. That's the sad reality. But if you take this one out, no, it was the top one. Never mind. It was the top one. As I've said, if you guys don't know this kind of switch is usually found in vintage animatronics. By example, some '60s animatronics have this switch, but it was mostly, it started being used mostly in '80s animatronics and robots and toys in general. By example, funny thing is that there's a Popeye animatronic here that has a big hard rubber head, and it has the same mechanism. The exact same mechanism, but the feet are actually, sitting. It's sitting and it placed on Popeye the Sailor Man. I want to get my hands on one of those. They are expensive though, but I would love to own one of those Popeye animatronics. Anyway, here we go with the battery trick. And that's practically all the trick it has. So, I guess that without more to say, I'll just let it roam for you guys. As I said, there's some times when it actually tips over. I don't know why he hasn't fell over yet, but there's times when it actually does fall over. Okay, there we go. Oh. Another fun fact I forgot to mention is that it doesn't work on gears that can actually split. It actually works on a big cylinder motor with a black belt, and that's literally all it needs. So yeah, as I've said, I had to take it apart in last year, basically, because the army got out of place, and it turns out that all of the plates around the motor is getting brittle. So I don't know how much this guy's gonna last, ladies and gentlemen, but I hope it lasts more, because I love it. Again, go. So yeah, that pretty much covers the whole review on the TS. I call it Bear Dancer. I'll be honest, because of this Gorilla Dancer fever that's going on. I just call it Bear Dancer. So that'll be his nickname for now, until I finally find the name that it legitimately has. And if I don't find it, then it's gonna be the retarded ass bear that walks and sings Tic Tic Tac. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching, everyone, and a little bit more of overview about it, because I haven't really done any, like, sort of overview. There's not really much to see, you know. Those creepy ass eyes, the little bow it has, these little things that are like chromed, and they're getting, I don't know how they're getting deteriorated already. They have a butterfly. It's weird. That, and I got this beats, which is the it's kind of the same beats that they use on those beat climbing Santas. And yeah, I mean, other than that, the inside, well, the inside, this has that shiny cloth. It has the pants here, and all the back is hot glued. Now, thank goodness I actually did take it apart last year, because of the fact, if I was gonna review this on GMA, I'll be dead as honest, it would have looked like shit, because this right now is properly glued. I'm really sad it's got a missing battery cover, but that's just how it is. But this this was not like this. This literally wasn't like this. This was actually glued around here, and that's not how it was supposed to be glued. As you guys probably know, the head is a separate piece. Yeah, there's the neck right there, and at some point we're gonna be able to find the little lever mouthpiece that I'm saying, which is right there. So it's a stick. It's really hard to see, especially by the angle I'm grabbing it. But yeah, I guess that's everything. I mean, thank you for watching, everyone, and I'll see you all in the next video with more animatronics. Thank you for watching.